Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Sunday Sundelicious. Happy Mother's Day to all of the extremely understanding women in the rooms with their FPV donkeys. Thanks for putting up with us. Man, is that nice of you. We don't deserve a single one of you. I mean, let's just call a spade here, friends. We're very lucky to have the women in our lives that are in our lives. So yeah, happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies out there. I'm sure my mom's not watching, but happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you for putting up with me for 20 some odd years. Let's be honest, 42 years. Someday I'll be less of a burden, I'm sure. Hey, today we're going to be I forgot to let you guys check out my giant sweaty mailbag on Friday's stream. So we're going to be righting that wrong. You can check out my my mailbag today. And we're going to be ripping some tiny whoops. We're going to be ripping in Velocidrone. And that's about it. Some Q&A, as always. And then, yeah, we're all going to go celebrate the lovely ladies in our lives together. You better be. You better be. Remember, happy wife, happy life, as they say. Or, yeah, significant other. You don't have to get married. You don't have to. Believe me. Believe me. You don't have to. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm going to be swapping the 603 30,000 kV motors back onto a tiny whoop so that we can do a little bit more flying with those. And we're going to be putting props on the analog cinematic rig and putting it into Betaflight to get these WeBleed FPV 0702 28,500 kV V2 Gore motors a little fly around. And yeah, we're going to be chasing some drift cars in Velocidrones. So bunch of flying coming at you here today, whether you like it or not. You better like it. You'll like it. I have faith. I know you'll like it. Don't mind me. I'm just wrapping a present. Because everything is better at the absolute last minute. I'm busy. Been busy around here the last couple of days. That's my excuse. What's your excuse? You better have one. Need one. Believe it or not. Oh, so hey, the footage at the beginning of the live stream, here's a little bit more of it. This is an extended cut from the Florida edit that I put up, I don't know, 6 months ago, that has been available to patrons this whole time. There's a YouTube playlist specifically for patrons. Extended cuts like this. So in the bottom right corner, you're looking at the straight out of the GoPro feed. This is a super windy day, so you can see how all of the corrections that I'm making and all of the leaning I'm doing into the wind. And then the full screen is the Real Steady Go file. So yeah, there's that, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this is like a 9-minute and change, yeah, little like kind of behind the scenes cutting room floor kind of stuff. The stuff that got edited out and didn't make it quite in there. So there's like, you know, I did that pass inside the RV like a half a dozen times, and so you get to see one or two of the other attempts here in this little extended cut. And yeah, it's cool to see like look how much angle there is on the horizon in the bottom right corner, and then Real Steady Go is just completely flattening it out. It kind of gives you an idea of how hard Real Steady Go actually works. Clark worked really hard on this. So does a washing machine. It's one of my favorite quotes from National Lampoon's Christmas. When Clark puts all the lights up on the house and they won't turn on. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, a little bit extra freestyle stuff. This was an interesting edit. This is one of the first times that I mixed freestyle flying with cinematic flying in the same edit, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to do that. I've always kind of wanted to do that, but I never had the perfect opportunity, and this really was, because I flew pretty specifically freestyle at the at that tree spot with all those palm trees. So that was kind of fun to edit this in, but to be honest, I didn't really use much of it. I only used in the main edit like a couple of seconds of the freestyle flying. I made a little 1-minute version of this edit, which is also in that Patreon only playlist, that I entered in the Rotor Riot Rampage cinematic competition last year. It didn't get picked as one of the finalists, but yeah, there's yet another edit that you'll have access to if you join my Patreon for as little as 10 cents a day. That's literally what it costs to hop on board the Patreon, get yourself access to this edit, the shortened edit, and like 80 some odd other edits. I have a whole bunch of stuff up there, half-finished stuff. Yeah, just a bunch of random goodness over on the Look at that correction. Like look at going into the RV. Look on the bottom right corner. Look at the huge correction. Ready? From the wind, pointing into the wind, into the big correction, and now look at the main screen. Look at how Real Steady Go just eats it. It just eats it. It puts in a little bit of a zoom when we're going towards that window because it knows that there's going to be that big correction there. But it kind of works. You know what I mean? Like it's this every once in a while the zooming in Real Steady Go works brilliantly, and that's kind of a perfect example of where. You know, everybody, look at that. Look on the bottom right. Look how much angle I'm having to hold to fight the wind. So much so that's pushing me into the back window. I was trying to go through the front window. Yeah, really, really cool, man. Real Steady Go is pretty incredible. And yeah, I think that might be the end there. I think that's the end of the little extended cut. Yeah, 10 minutes and 16-second extended cut. Thanks for being a patron. Look at that, right at the bottom there. So yeah, if you want to support me, if you like these live streams, if you want to see me keep on doing these, vote with your dollars and hook a brother up. Join my Patreon. That's the best way you can help me out. If you head on over to CiottiFPV.com, though, there are a bunch of other ways. You can buy yourself some stuff over on my Etsy store, some stickers and some random M2 hardware. You can get yourself some clothes if you don't have enough FPV related shirts. I got some really fun t-shirts and other stuff on Teespring. Or you can work one-on-one with me over on Fiverr. You can make the curriculum, or I have some stuff here that I can work with you on: flight instruction, tuning, build planning. But you know, it's your session. You can just sit there and bounce questions off of me for half an hour or an hour. It's on you. Whatever you want to do. You know, I'm lending almost 7 years of experience to the party, and then yeah, whatever questions you've got, we can talk through them so that you know, look, you can find all of the information I'm going to give you on the internet, but how long is that going to take you, right? This is about like, what's your time worth? If your time is worth it to spend a little bit of money rather than digging through YouTube and RC groups and God knows where else. Hopefully not Facebook groups because they're filled with terrible info. Yeah, that's cool. That's how I personally learned. But if you got better things to do than trolling through the internet to find FPV related info, I can help you out with an awful lot of stuff. And yeah, you can book me over in Fiverr, or to be honest, you can just message me on Instagram or Facebook. At these links up here. Here's my Instagram, here's Facebook, and we'll set it up. That way, you know, Fiverr doesn't take their little cut. It's not bad of a cut, but yeah. If you don't want Fiverr to have any of your money, we can just set it up, me and you. And then I've got a whole bunch of affiliate links. When you're ordering things on the internet, someone's got an affiliate link for that website, and maybe they're a content creator struggling to get by and make stuff for you to watch for free on YouTube. So think about your buddies when you're doing online orders. I've got affiliate links to all these different websites: WeBleed, NewbieDrone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, HC0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. All you got to do is hit the affiliate link at any point before you check out. It drops the person's code into your shopping cart, and then when you check out, they get a small percentage of your total order. You can still use coupon codes and do all the other things. Doesn't affect you in any way. It's just a little, you know, thank you to the person that inspired you to order on that website. My God, I'm exhausted. All right, yo. What's going on in chat? Juicy FPV was first. Frank Nicholas was next. 90 FPV, Apache Smokewood, Sniper McConnell Studios. Free Lojo, Rock Crawler, Titan Expander, CMAC, Northern Tier, Rock Crawler, Danzil the Terrible, Apache Smoke again, David Gangly Ganger, Douglas Otwell, Gusto FPV, Danzil the Terrible, Titan, Nani, Bob Bruce, Squunks Fisher, FP Avery, Tony Morgan. I think I got everybody. Robert Rosser, what's up, friends? Thanks for joining me on this Mother's Day. What do we got? Hey, if you want to talk directly to... I forget a live stream. If you want to talk directly to me, all I got to do is type CiottiFPV. You can do a super chat if you want. I'd rather you do a PayPal, to be honest. But you can certainly do a super chat, or you can just type CiottiFPV into your message and it'll light up on orange, and those are the messages that I read. Apache Smoke says, what's up, CiottiFPV? Hello, Gangly Gang. How's everybody doing? Rock Color says, what's up, Gangly Gang? Hey, Ciotti. Nani says, let's go. You got it. Titan says, do you have any experience with KISS? I hear a lot of people love it, but I don't see a lot of people using it. I do, yeah. So I built a KISS rig a few years ago when I was living in Charleston, to Steel's exact spec. And man, I had such high hopes going in. Like, and I think most of the people using KISS fell into the same kind of trap as I did, of like, you know, there has to be something better about it, for that person to be using it for forever. And first, like, couple of days, I was completely placeboed in. I was all in, of like, yeah, this totally makes me a better pilot. This is great. And then after another couple of days, so my experience was a little bit different in that I won. I don't know what the competition was, but I won the ESC and the flight controller. So all I had to buy, and I think I somehow got the frame for free as well. So all I had invested in it was like the camera, the VTX, and the motors, I believe. Most people, when they go to KISS, they've spent almost $1,000 because it's just absurdly expensive, right? Not that much, but most folks, by the time they have their KISS rig finished, they're really invested in it, right? Like at least $400, if not $500 or $600 into it. And when you've invested a bunch of time and money in something, your brain is gonna very strongly tell you, like, yes, this is great. This better be great. Otherwise, we wasted a shitload of money on it. For me, I hadn't wasted a whole bunch of money on it. And after the first few days were sort of passed, and also after I started to crash the rig a couple of times, it just, the whole experience just completely fell apart. The first thing I noticed is that, like, boy, oh boy, you have to have absolutely fresh motors and absolutely fresh propellers on the rig, or it's just nasty. Like the filtering is nowhere near as sophisticated as Betaflight's filtering. And this is a couple years ago. KISS really hasn't changed hardly at all in that time, which, I mean, makes sense. There's not many people flying it. There's not many people supporting it, right? So yeah, it hasn't really changed much at all, and Betaflight has changed in leaps and bounds. So I mean, like, today the difference would be way more, like, staggering, to be honest. So that was the first thing that I noticed, and it very quickly became like, yo, I can't afford this. Like, I can't afford to put fresh motors on this thing every couple of crashes, and I'm getting really tired of flying this thing home and putting fresh props on it. So that was that was for me at least, somebody that crashes a good amount, that was immediately kind of a deal breaker. But then as the days kind of went on, and I tried to find some, like, support or info on the internet about it, that's when it really fell apart. Like, everybody that, like, all of the people that should know the most about it, the answers that I would get to questions were basically framed, try this, maybe it'll work. There wasn't, like, any actual info out there, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because nobody really flies it, nobody really uses it, nobody really supports it. Whereas Betaflight, it has a huge user base, and there are people in the Betaflight universe that actually care and are able to get info out of the developers. I think that's one of the other things, is that, like, I got a couple suggestions from Felix of KISS that were kind of the same thing, like, oh, just try this, maybe it helps. And it's like, no, like, I can't, personally, I can't function off of that. I can't just throw darts at a dartboard and just hope that things work. If you can, more power to you. Maybe it's the flight firmware for you, but I definitely don't suggest it. And then the final straw, like, what I wanted to do is only fly it for like a week or two and then go back to Betaflight. The first battery that I flew back on Betaflight after struggling through KISS for a couple of weeks, it was just better in every way. I mean, it just felt better. There was less latency. The rates felt right, which that's kind of unfair, right? Because KISS chose to do some wacky, even though they say that their rates are the same, they're really not. And so, yeah, the rates felt a little bit different, but I gave myself enough time to kind of get used to it, right? Betaflight was just better in every single way, to be completely honest. It's cheaper, it's more available, tons more info, way more resistant to beat up rigs and just generally crashing and flying hard. So yeah, I mean, if you're desperate to have something different and you have a lot of money, KISS is an option. I definitely don't think it's a good option. I mean, they're like, if it was better, everybody would be flying it, right? Like the one person that flies it is really close friends with the person who developed it and develops it, and it's somebody who has, you know, who can put fresh motors on all the time. And so, yeah, for that person, it makes some sense. Although, to be honest, if they changed over to Betaflight, like, it would be better in every way, because Betaflight's better in every way, right? Like, so they'd be able to save time putting motors on less often and have a rig that flies better and handles prop wash better and filters better and has less latency. But, you know, hey, you do you. I sometimes equate it to, like, classic cars. KISS is like a 70s Mustang. It's terrible. It's just awful. But there's some nostalgia to it, and it still works. Like, it'll still take you down the road. If you throw a ton of money at it, it'll take you around the racetrack. But I can take a 99 Miata with half the power and just whoop the shit out of it all day, every day, and I'll be having more fun. So yeah, if you want like a nostalgic kind of experience, and or you want to be able to blame your gear, that's something that that was something like I would crash and be like, fucking KISS, god damn it. So it gives you the opportunity. Same thing like with old cars, like you know, the car with half the horsepower but that's 20 years 30 years newer goes ripping past you. It's like, man, fucking technology. So yeah, that is my sort of thoughts on KISS. I revisited it with KISS Ultra, and it was just as bad. And there was just as little info on the internet about it. So yeah, that was last year. I think I revisited it, and it was still a mess. So yeah, I definitely do not suggest it. It is a very, very frustrating thing to dive into. And most people that go to KISS will stubbornly stick with it for a few months, and then they'll come right on back to Betaflight. That's a familiar tale, right? That happened with Raceflight. That happened with Flight 1. Yeah, I mean, Betaflight is better than all of the other firmwares in so many ways. So many ways. And it's an open source project, right? Like, why would you not support an open source project that has done so much for our community? Especially when it's like light years better. So yeah, KISS is interesting, and if you want to waste a bunch of time and money, it's something that you can do. My main like takeaway from KISS was an incredible appreciation for Betaflight, and that has value, right? Because like from day one, I'd been on Betaflight and I didn't necessarily like appreciate it as much as I should have. And coming out of that whole experience, I was just like, wow, okay, we are so lucky to have Betaflight. It's just light years beyond anything else. So I'm glad that I went through that experience. If I had spent $500 or $600 or $700 on that build, I'd be pissed. But luckily I didn't. So yeah, for me, it was a really great experience. Most other folks that I talk to about it are not they're not as happy because they poured a whole bunch of money into that build, and then it's you know, once the buyer's remorse or whatever, that's not the right term for it, but there's a term for when you spend a bunch of money and then your brain like fools you into thinking that thing is great, but then after that fades away eventually, and when you try the original thing, you're like, shit, But hey, man, that's psychology. Bob Bruce says, how's it going, everyone? Michael Blade says, happy Mother's Day. Big Old Ball Sabedge says, I have a Mobula 7 with 19,000 kV motors, and I'm struggling to get over obstacles / recovering out of it. My rig is my rig underpowered, or do I just suck ass? Big Old Balls, I feel like we've already talked about this. I feel like 2 live streams ago you had a pretty similar question. Yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna give you the same answer. Like, yes, it's still overpowered. 19,000 kV is still way too low. So yeah, definitely definitely underpowered rather. You want like at least absolute bare minimum 22,000 kV. Realistically though, things get really fun with the Mobula 7 at like 24 or 25,000 kV. My recommendation, though, because the Mobula 7 is bigger and heavier, is to stay with 1.5 millimeter motor shaft motors. And tinywhoop.com has you covered on that. If you come in here to the store and then you go to motors and you go to 802 motors, they have 2 1.5 millimeter motor shaft motors for you. The 27,000s, which are the iGao Season 4 limited edition. And then they've got the snow blowers. There they are. The snow blowers are sold out. So this 25,000 kV, this is probably a better kV for you. But what's nice is just buy the 27,000s, and then in the PID tab, there's a field called motor limiting. Motor limit down to like 90% or so, and that'll basically give you that 25,000 kV. Someday, if you get really comfortable with the rig, you can crank it up to 100% motor limiting. But for now, 27,000 kV is going to be a lot. And it's going to be really hard to fly. So I would definitely suggest motor limiting it down at least 90%. Hell, try 80%. What I recommend to the folks that work with me on Fiverr, one-on-one to just kind of get better, is that you always try to fly the least powerful rig that you can stand. The less power that your rig has, the more throttle control that you've got. You know, we only have like an inch or so of like, we only have an inch or so of stroke on the throttle stick. So if you've got a shitload of power, then if you move this just a tiny little bit, the rig is going to jump up in the air. So the less power you have, the more throttle resolution you have. And where that really starts to make a difference is when you fly low to the ground. You'll really notice this. You'll notice how good your throttle control is. It's the hardest thing to learn as a pilot. But you'll also notice if your rig is like super overpowered or not. When you fly really low to the ground, you want to slam down low and you want to maintain your elevation. If you see yourself, if you slam down low and you're just like constantly bouncing up and down, that's a sign that you've got more work to do on throttle management, but also that you might have a rig that just has too much power. One of the easiest things you can do to help with that is turn down the power, lower kV motors, or even better, just turn the throttle limiting down a little bit. Or the motor scaling down a little bit. So that's going to be my recommendation. Same kind of recommendation as last time, but yeah. Ethan W says, have you ever watched Formula Drift? I think you would love it. FPV coverage is also super good too. Check it out. So Ethan, I got into drifting in college, which was like late 90s, early 2000s. This was before it had really come to the US. A friend of mine, Chris Rayo, that I was rooming with at the time, he was into the import scene, and he was so into the import scene that he was able to get his hands. This was right when file sharing stuff kind of popped up. So he was able to find like old school best motoring and option stuff, which is a Japanese video magazine basically, and they've been drifting in Japan since like Christ the 70s and the 80s, I think. So yeah, I was introduced to drifting there, and I had a manual transmission rear-wheel drive car. So, you know, in the wet, in empty parking lots and shit, we would play around with it, and it was fun. I got kind of bored with it after a little bit. I mean, it's kind of one-dimensional until you spend a shitload of money. Like, if you spend enough money, you can build something that does have a little bit more of a learning curve to it, and it does kind of maintain your interest a little bit longer. Things were way different back then. There weren't like knuckle kits, there weren't extended arms for extra steering angle. A lot of the knowledge back then just wasn't around quite yet. Since then, drifting has become a big thing here in the U.S. Unfortunately, the culture around drifting, just the people that are into drifting, tend to be kind of shitty. It's a lot of young kids. It's all about like being cool. It's very rare that it's about like the art of the thing. It's more just about like being cool, and it's just the cool thing to do. And quite honestly, that just kind of attracts shitheads. A lot of Confederate flags in paddock and whatnot, and just, yeah, I don't know. It's just not a good. It's not a good group, to me at least. I don't find it to be a good group of people. So, yeah, it's something that's kind of fun to do, but to get to that, like, to do it a lot and for it to be your main thing is, I don't know. It's not my deal. Actual motorsport, like autocross and track days and HPDEs and wheel-to-wheel racing, there's a lot more depth to that. Like, there's racecraft, and then there's just even just on the most basic level, like when the tires are about to lose grip, there's a lot there. There's like an infinite kind of learning curve to getting the tires right to where they're about to let go, but not letting them let go. Once the tires completely let go, you're kind of, here's an analogy. Drifting is like hitting shit with a hammer. Actual motorsport is like working with a scalpel. Like, there's just this incredibly fine line that you're kind of playing with, and you're also going a lot faster, so it's a much bigger adrenaline dump. Like, the adrenaline dump from drifting is just the fact that, like, the motor could explode at any moment, the tires could explode at any moment. Like, there's a lot of noise, there's smoke, all hell's breaking loose, everybody's screaming and yelling, all the other 17-year-olds are cheering you on. I don't care about any of that. Like, I want, like, there's like an art. I know it sounds weird, but there is like an art to motorsport. And yeah, I want to go fast. Drifting is also judged like figure skating, and like, I'm really not interested in figure skating. I prefer, like, I love the thing I fell in love with the most was autocross, and the fact that, like, you were on the clock and you were chasing, like, once you got good, you were chasing hundredths of a second. Like, that's amazing, right? Like, it's not in some random dude's hands to judge me. It's a fucking time clock. It trips when you break the beams on the starting line. It ends when you go through the finish line, and like, it's just there, right? And that's, yeah, that to me. And you'll also see that a lot with like a lot of like lifelong motorsports people are in that world. We have seen quite a few folks that have gone to drifting after motorsports, and that's cool, but a lot of times they'll end up coming back. There are some people that have been to drifting forever, but motorsport is kind of like a whole different thing, and yeah, I don't know. It's fun to do a little bit, but not my thing. Not my thing. Titan says, CiottiFPV when I spin up my motors. There we go. Titan says, CiottiFPV when I spin up my motors individually in Betaflight, they sound different from each other. They are fresh motors. Is this something common, or should I be worried about it? They sound different from each other. Interesting. I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess they do always sound a little bit different. It's not drastically different, but like, what motors are they, Titan? Are these like little tiny whoop motors? Or are these like big boy motors or what? And try to describe to me how they sound different. I know that's kind of tough, but is one of them screeching? Is it like a screeching difference, or is it like a pitch? So when you spin the motors up in the motor tab, they're gonna go like, right? Like they as you spin them up higher, the pitch that they're making shifts, and the pitch goes higher and higher and higher. Are you having a situation where like one motor will go like, and then another motor will go like because what that could be is that you have different kVs. One of them is spinning up to 10,000 kV. The next one is spinning up to 12,000 kV. And there's always going to be a little bit of a difference there. Like the measuring the kV perfectly is very difficult. So there's always a little bit of a variance between the motors, but it won't be like a drastic. It'll be like, and like the other one will be like, and the third one will be like it just there'll usually be a little bit of a variance there, but it shouldn't be a big variance. So tell me more. Nani FPV says BT 2.0 round is ground. I believe so. It is indeed. Round is ground. Denzel the Terrible says, what does Maggie think about your running stroke? She loves it. Loves it. Ethan W says, it should I should have been more specific. Formula Drift is a competition on TV. Yep, I know all about it. I've been in the anything motorsport related, and I know more about it than you'd possibly believe. I've pissed away more time on anything car and engine, tire, and wheel related in the last 25 years than anybody really should. Titan says T-Motor F1204 6500 kV, and I don't think it's a higher pitch, just a little different noise. I guess it's hard to describe. Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure that none of them are like screeching. Screeching is a sign of bad bearings. I don't know how else to kind of describe it. Let me do this. I have a rig on 1306s that does not have propellers on it. Let me spin this up for you, and if you're getting a similar situation, then you're good to go. Let me just find a 4S battery here. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna plug this guy in, and I'm just gonna spin it up on the bench, and hopefully it'll come through the mic in a way that that helps you out here. So, all right, let's fire up Betaflight here, and okay, so here you go. So here's all four of them. And you can also look in here. You can spin the motors up to full. Maybe not. There we go. You can spin the motors up to full and look here at the RPM to make sure that none of them are like drastically different. But here's each motor individually. They definitely do all sound different. That's for sure. But it's, yeah, that is, what you just heard is totally normal. I don't know how I would describe that different sound either. So yeah, hopefully the sound of these motors came through the mic in a way that it helps. But yeah, they definitely do sound a little bit different. I never really, I've never been asked that question. If nothing else, really good work asking a question that I haven't been asked in like fucking 2+ years of live streaming. So mine sound really similar. Awesome, cool. Yeah, it's I mean, when they're brand new, you would think they would sound completely the same, right? Like those motors are whooped to shit. So after motors start to get beat up, they're definitely going to sound different because the front motors are going to take a lot of impacts and the bells are going to start to bend, the motor shafts are going to start to bend a little bit, and then they're going to wobble different amounts. But yeah, you would think that when motors are brand new that they would sound identical, but they just don't. You know, the bearings that are being used in these motors are not all that great. And yeah, just the manufacturing tolerances are kind of junk, if I'm really honest. Which, you know, that happens because we demand low prices. So kind of is what it is. But sounds like that helped you, which is awesome. All right, let me get this, the motor switched over on this rig here, and we can do some tiny whooping, and then we'll do a little bit of simulator action. We'll chase some virtual drift cars. Of course, as they all are, this is a Q&A live stream, so any other questions that you guys have, actually, yeah, fire away with the questions, because once we start flying and once we start simming, it becomes really hard for me to answer questions. And yeah, I want to kind of get this done here. I pulled these motors out of here before removing the propellers, which is never a good idea. But I had like a middle of the night thought to not forget about the 0603, so I had to come down and pull these motors off to basically just remind myself. So yeah, it worked, which is great. What's cool about this too, this is the rig that's in the black frame, which is magically a little bit lighter than the clear framed rig. So and these 0603s are a little bit heavier. So this is kind of cool. Riot 9's in the house. All right, let's see if I can get this propeller off. Hey, look at that. Cool. Got two of them off here. Let's pull the other two, and then we can swap on the 603s. Denzel the Turbo says, Riat! Hey, over on Discord, lots of fun things are happening all the time, always. Go check it out. There's a bunch of new stuff in Best of CiottiFPV, some of which I've added. QuadBot actually added a whole bunch of links to the cycling live stream with when they were on the FPV cam, which is just super, super, super cool. This is what that looks like over there. Best of CiottiFPV, and then yeah, here it is. So yeah, QuadBot just coming through, man, with the timestamps. So yeah, you can just go through here and just watch the spots with the actual drone coverage. If you're not into cycle racing, yeah, you can just kind of watch that, and it's super rad. I'm so happy that you did that. You'll see me here on the left. Whee! And then we got a little bit of this guy here. Yeah, super cool just to be able to click through and see what's going on with that. Because this was a 7-hour live stream. You think my live streams are long? Jesus. So yeah, that's the women's race there. I'm gonna be they're gonna be doing some promos. So I got some Insta360 Go 2 footage from here, and they're gonna be doing some promos with it. I just have to pull it off of the the Insta, export it in 16:9 rather than 9:16, and yeah, they're gonna use it for some of their promos for American Criterium Cup, which will be super cool. And yeah, I can't wait to get more. I can't believe how good the Insta360 Go 2 footage was. I can't wait to get more. Like, usually I come home from these events with no footage at all, because when you hook your goggles up to the smart controller, you can no longer DVR. So like, I've done 5 of these events now, and I only have footage from this most recent one, which is super annoying. But you know, it's fine. I'm hired to do a job, and I'm happy doing that job. Like getting footage, it's not about getting footage from it. It's about doing the job for the live stream, and the live streams still exist, right? So the shots of mine that they took are still up there. But what I loved about having some footage is like I have proof or whatever now of like the route that I take to link back up with the group, which a bunch of people have commented like that's super cool. Like they didn't even think about the fact that like I would chase them down and then I would have to come back, right? So like a bunch of the first Instagram edit that I put up with the Insta360 Go footage was just that. It was like a raw run of me chasing the pack down and then limping home back to the spot where I picked them back up again. And a bunch of people were like, oh my god, that's so cool. That's like such a cool behind the scenes. And yeah, it's for us FPV nerds, like it's cool to kind of talk about that and you know, like, because it's interesting, right? Like the flight home, like the path that I take to get back to where I want to pick the riders up, it's actually kind of just as stressful because I'm trying to maintain battery life on all the way back. So on the path home, I choose a route that is as wind-free as possible. So I'm trying to basically stay in between buildings to be shielded from the wind. This way the PID loop doesn't fire up to 100% and use a bunch of battery power. And then I'm just kind of staring at the amp readout to just try to keep the number as low as possible. I don't know if it's calibrated, but typically what I was shooting for is less than 3 amps. I was always trying to keep the amp number under 3 amps on my little ride home in between the buildings. I'm also trying to keep it off of the racing line. God forbid something shits the bed. I don't want the drone to go down where the riders are going to come back around. And I'm also trying to avoid spectators. So like it's funny, like there's a lot going on the ride home. Like I'm trying to limp it to use as little battery as possible. I'm trying to stay safe. I'm trying to find little shortcuts too, right? Like if I can run a shorter distance on the way back, that's going to save a little bit of time as well. Because like what at this most recent event, what I started to think about is like I wonder if flying a little bit faster back to the top of the racetrack, basically turn 2, and then landing and disarming, I wonder if that's a little bit more efficient than really like limping it home as slow as possible so that I get there at the exact moment that the riders come around the corner and need to be picked up. And I still don't know what the right answer is. I have a feeling that it's best to limp it home and then pick them up as soon as I get there, mainly because if I want to land, my spot to land is open to spectators, so I would have to come back in and I would have to look left to make sure that there were no spectators that were coming, and then I would have to look right, same deal, and then I would have to find a little landing spot, and like, because I don't want to get stepped on, right? I don't want anybody to not see it and step on the damn thing, and that's just wasted time, like doing that. And then like the process of landing, I was flying the AOS Cine 25, which is horrendously fragile. So like I have to really be careful when I'm landing it and to try to not break the frame. And so like that whole process, look left, look right, find a little spot, touch it down nice and soft. That whole process takes like 10, 15 seconds. Whereas if I just limp and that's just wasted time, right? I flew faster to get home to be able to disarm, and then I'm just blowing all that time. So yeah, I think that it's better to just like as slow and low as possible. I'm also I kind of wonder if flying it home in ground effect would be even more efficient. Like if it was a wing, it would, but it's not, right? And so the PID loop is doing its thing, and the PID loop will ask up to 100% of power, which is not efficient at all. So I have a feeling that sitting it in ground effect the whole way is not a good idea, because the PID loop is going to be cranking away. You know, any extra efficiency that I get from the actual ground effect, right? Which is basically the thrust being pushed down off of the propellers, hitting the ground, and providing like a cushion of air that it kind of floats on, almost like a hovercraft, right? And like I can do that as a pilot. Like I've practiced flying low so much that I could absolutely run it in ground effect all the way back. It would be a little bit sketchy, right? Because if I get like a weird downdraft, it'll push me into the ground. And again, that frame is ultra fragile, so I you know, touching the ground is a complete impossibility when I'm flying that rig. So yeah, I didn't really like try to do that, but it was just one of those things I was kind of thinking about, right? In trying to get a little bit of extra efficiency out of the little 2.5-inch rig. I am going to be doing a Get FPV order at some point here for some of the Azure 2.5-inch propellers, which are more efficient. So hopefully I'll get a little bit of more efficiency from those. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, on the batteries that I run, I'm able to get between typically just 3 passes. I would really love to be able to get a 4th pass in. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out is how do we get that 4th pass in on a battery. So I've got the 603s on here. I just need to get them spinning in the right direction. So let's fire up Betaflight again, and we'll connect, and we'll come to motors, and we're gonna do motor direction. We understand the risks. Wizard, start and spin motors. Motor number 1 is incorrect. So we're props out on this rig. Motor number 2 is incorrect. That means 3 and 4 are going to be correct. No, motor 3 is incorrect. Are they all going to be wrong? Wow, I've never had them all be wrong. That's interesting. I can also feel in the motor shafts here, these motors have seen better days already. They'll be totally fine, but it's very obvious which of these motors were on the front previously. Because, yeah, these motor shafts are a little wobbly. But that's okay. They'll be fine. Turn this up a little bit, just make sure. Motor 1 is props out, motor 2 is props out, motor 4 is props out, motor 3 is props out. We're good to go. Alright, cool. So the 603 rig is all set. Unplug the battery here. Disconnect it from Betaflight. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the little cinematic rig. Plug it into Betaflight here. With its fresh new fancy purple ducks, it looks really cool. It's got the whole purple and red CiottiFPV thing going on. I'll show you guys more in a second. This has got the T-motor AIO in it, which now that we realized BlueJay 0.17, 8, and 9 have problems, I've put this on the BlueJay 0.16, and it is perfect. I hope that T-motor reads the message that I sent them and they start doing the same, because at the moment they're sending out, oh boy, this motor is not spinning freely. What's happening here? What's going on with this motor? Hold on. What's happening here? All right, let's try that again. There it goes. That was weird. It was just bound up on God knows what. Motor 1 is wrong. We're going to reverse it. Motor 2. Oh, these motors are in the wrong spots. Okay, so how is that possible? Why are these what? Hold on. Oh, no. They're right. Okay. So motor 1. Okay, motor 1's good. Motor 2 is incorrect. Reverse that one. Motor 3. What? 2 rigs in a row where all 4 of the motors are wrong? Wow, I'm serious. I've never had that happen before. To memory, I don't ever remember having to reverse all 4. That's wild. That it would happen back to back. Motor 1 props out. Motor 2 props out. Motor 3 props out. Motor 4 props out. These are brand new, fresh motors. So here you go. Here's 4 fresh Tiny Whoop motors, one at a time. So So yeah, the first two sounded pretty much exactly the same. The third one sounded drastically different. The third one, it was a vibration thing. It was very obviously a little bit more vibratey than the rest, and that's what shifted the pitch. And then the fourth one sounded more like the first two, but it didn't sound exactly like the first two. So yeah, there we go. We got 2 rigs ready to go. And I've got 3 sets of propellers here. What do I do? I've got a set of black Gemfan biblades. I got a set of gray Gemfan biblades, and then I have a set of these maroon hand-dyed biblade. Let's go with the black ones on the black build. We'll black it all the way out, because, you know, it's just got to do it, man. Got to black things all the way out. Once you go black, you know, you're allowed to go back. All right, so we are fully murdered on this rig here, which is this is the mysteriously lightweight rig, and it's now on 603s to make it a little bit fatter. And then on this guy, let's do these hand-dyed Jibbo Jabbos. We'll do the hand-dyed props to go with the hand-dyed ducts. I cannot believe that I chopped up this purple-dyed Tiny Whoop frame. I mean, it made sense, though. It just... Yeah, having the purple ducts in view, it's not what I want. And this frame has no ducts in view. There's also a chance that I mounted this camera upside down, so we'll get to see if I put the camera in here right side up or not. I still do need to glue this camera in place. But now that I put the fresh TPU on it the other day, it is kind of being held in half decent. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. And this, I will also say, this camera... this is the Tiny Whoop Pinch Cam. This camera is small enough that I could technically chop up a Meteor 65 Pro frame to run on this thing. The WeBleed BI camera was too wide, and it touched the ducts on the either side here, so you wouldn't be able to run those bigger ducts for the 35mm props. But yeah, this camera, if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to do a Fractal build with the bigger ducts and the bigger props, I don't know why you would want to do that, but if you want to do that, yeah, you can go with this Tiny Whoop Pinch Cam for that. So there we go. We are propped and ready to go. The batteries are not ready to go over here, though, so we are going to... Oh, that's not true. 3 of them are. Wait a second. 4 of them are. We got 4 batteries ready to go. Let's do some tiny whooping, and then we'll hop into the simulator. What do you say? Ann Flies FPV says, hey, CiottiFPV, hope you're doing well. I certainly am. Hanging out with my people. Eva FPV is in the house. Shameless self-promo, but my Etsy store is up. Very cool. Cinesplorer Glide 11 mini mount is up. More mounts, nylon skids, Eva FPV stickers coming soon. If you love me, you should shout it out. Awesome. Love it. Go check it out, friends. I assume search for Eva FPV on Etsy, EVA FPV. Mikhail H says, everyone, CiottiFPV FPV cycle motors aren't in stock. Thinking about trying T-motors. Which motors from T-motor do you like? 5-inch 6S glide frame. I actually don't like FPV cycle motors for 5-inch rigs. I've tried them. They are too heavy, in my opinion. My favorite motor, and the motor that I've been running for like over 4 years, is the T-motor 2306, which is the T-motor F40, the titanium shaft version, the premium one. T-motor F40 Pro. Previously, it was Pro 2, and then it became Pro 4. Unfortunately, don't quote me on this, but if they haven't already, they probably will be discontinuing the T-motor F40 Pro 4. And the new one, the Pro 5, is a completely different motor size, and it's really heavy, and I have no interest in it whatsoever. So, yeah, I have had to run around and snag a whole bunch of F40 Pro 4s, and I probably have enough, especially because of the fact that I really don't fly freestyle anymore. I probably have enough forever. But yeah, that's my motor of choice. RCN Power really kind of has the most interesting motors at the time. If you're gonna do your build at like 600 to 650 grams, which is where 5-inch rigs fly the best, in most people's opinion, a 2306 is really all the motor that you want or need. So yeah, look for the lightest weight 2306 you can find, and that's going to probably be your best bet. Expander says, swap my Mobula 6 into a Meteor 65 frame and battery holder broke after about 10 packs. Not sure what to think about the frame. That's super rare. I've actually never had the battery tray break on mine. Weird. You can E6000 it back together, and it'll probably be fine forever, or just snag another couple. Weird. I don't know why that broke. If you want the most durable version, plastic is always the most durable when it's clear. Plastic starts its life off clear. If they want to change the color of the plastic, they have to add stuff to it, dyes, additives, and that stuff is not as strong as plastic, right? Plastic is the strongest material that a plastic frame is going to be made from. So yeah, if it was not a clear frame, maybe try a clear frame. But yeah, I think that's going to be a one-off failure. I've never had that happen, and I mean, you've seen how I fly these things. It's almost like I'm trying to break them. So yeah, I think you might have just hit it perfectly wrong. Apache Smoke Wood and Sniper says some timestamps got deleted on some streams.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Like specific ones that you'd put up. That's like within a chunk. Some specific ones. That's really weird. Espander says it is a clear one. Yeah, I think maybe you hit it just wrong, or something like that, or maybe it was cold. I don't know, but that is definitely not a common failure. Hey, Kevin Sumner. Last I heard, don't quote me on this, but Kevin Sumner. Last I heard, was still looking for someone to split his room with him at Rotor Riot Rampage this coming weekend. So if you're interested in going to Rampage, and you got some money, you can stay in one of the premium suites with Kevin Sumner. He's a super cool guy, longtime supporter here. Yeah, check it out. I will be there. I will be setting up and running Micro Mayhem. You're going to see in a minute that I have some of the lights that Rotor Riot bought for me in previous years. I have some of them set up here, and I have a couple of my boxes with all the lights out to just kind of get everything ready. So yeah, man, it's going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to it, as always. There we go. Okay. Just swapping the battery out in my transmitter here. And there we go. Okay. Who's going to Rampage? Type Rampage into chat if you're going. We should have like a little meetup or something. All right, transmitter coming up. Apache Smokesies says all in those streams. I sent you a message. Okay, cool. I'll take a look. There we go. Apache Smoke, I might need, if you posted a comment with the timestamps and the whole comment is gone, I need to whitelist you. There's something weird. It was happening to QuadBot a bunch. There's something weird about, like, if you type certain things into the comments, YouTube thinks it's spam and they just delete the whole comment. So yeah, if it's a whole comment that went away, I have a fix. I just need to it's not whitelisting, but like, I basically, well, no, you should be. So let me do this. This should fix it. I don't know why I didn't have you as a mod, but yeah, I'm gonna make you a moderator, and that should fix the issue. Manage blocked words, change chat modes in live. Also has it start standard. Yeah, standard. Okay, cool. So yeah, what I just did should fix it. I hope. There's two different things that I can do behind the scenes, and I don't know which one of them will fix it. this is the thing that gives you more privileges. So I can't imagine that this won't fix it. But if for some reason this doesn't fix it, there's one more thing I can do. Let's fly some tiny whoops, yo. This is the mysteriously lightweight rig on 603 30,000 kV prototype motors. I really hope that Jesse comes out with these motors. As you're about to see, the performance is wild with them. Let's get it. Although, you know, I have these on biblades. I actually really like these on triblades. They're fine on the bis, but they've got some extra stator volume. Oh boy. Which the triblades can kind of take advantage of. So I have a really bright mega LED light here. And then I have another one over here. So this whole room is glowing ultra purple. Easy, easy, easy. Relax, relax. I didn't think that would be such a bright jib-jab there. But hey, we'll fly around it. It's really testing the white balance adjustment on this camera. This camera's like, what the hell's happening? It's really purple over here, and then it's white over here. Fuck! So yeah, these motors are significantly different than 702s. Yo, I'm getting good at accidentally perching on that dive gate. I gotta say it. Let's get a little bit of WeBleed work in here. What do you say? Not bad, not great, not bad. Oh boy, what was that? What's that? Where am I? What's happening? Alright, let's get a little bit more here. It's so nice to just like lay it out like that, real slow, like. Easy! Come on. No, no, no. No, no, no. Get out of there. Get out of there. Ah! I think these motors have a slightly higher... It makes sense. They're a little bit heavier, so it's a slightly higher hover point. That's one of the things that I'm kind of noticing. I'm having to like add throttle because I'm flying too low. Yeah, see, I just like bumped it. Like I expected to only have to give it a certain amount of throttle, and I had to give it more there. Ah! Yeah, I might move this over to triblades. Oh god, I don't know what that was. That was just me getting a little weirdly confused. Ah! Going for that dive gate again. Failing miserably. Oh boy. We're inside of another quad. We are inside of the analog Cinewhoop. All right, here we go. Oh, hold on. Let me. The lenses in these goggles are just filthy. Analog is bad enough. Last thing we need is. Oh my god! I pushed a button and now it's in 3D mode. Oh boy, my eyes, mine eyes. Come on, get out of 3D mode. There we go. It's better. Oh god, it's like HD now. WeBleed work. Oh, we're playing drums though. It's fine. Come on, more WeBleed work. Let's do the impossible power loop. Up through the bottom. Oh, we got it. We got it. Damn it, we got it. We got it. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We got it. Oh, oh, getting tasty with it. Let's go up. Yeah, come on now. You can't say that you don't love that. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but... Oh, shit! No, no, no! Get off the wall. Little buddy. No, no, no. Come on. Come on. Get up. Ah! Come on. Come on. Nope. Yep. Oh, that was... Hey! Hey! Always disarm. Sometimes. Hey, what's this week's iGout? So we were talking about it on the last live stream. I'm not going to enter into iGout, but we can follow along. I would love to follow along here on the live stream. What's the current iGout? We need a tiny whoop drum riff. Nice. Yeah, we need we can follow along. My brain. I did not get much sleep last night, if any. I don't know. I don't remember going to sleep, but yeah. I'm going to move this thing to the triblades. It feels fine on the biblades, but, well, nah, let me leave it on the bis. Let me leave it on the biblades. Biblades. I'll get used to it. I kind of want to get used to this rig and then fly the other rig. But, hey, let's put this Fractal rig up in the air on the V2 WeBleed FPV Gore motors, 0702 28,500 kV. Let's see how these V2 Gores are. I mean, realistically, they should be exactly the same as the V1 Gores that I pulled off of here, but they are a little bit lighter. They might be a little bit. I won't be able to tell the difference. I'm nowhere near good enough, but yeah. Let's make sure that that everything is happy with these on here. Should be. No reason for it to not be. But, you know, we test. It's what we do. Also, you guys will get to see what a little Fractal build flies like. It makes a little bit less thrust. There's a little bit more propeller obstruction below the frame. Okay. The main thing, though, it's also a little bit heavier. Man, this camera looks good, though, doesn't it? So what's the camera on the rig that I was just flying? Okay, so the rig I was just flying is the OG Runcam Nano 3. This is the Tiny Whoop Pinch Cam, and there's a lot more saturation here. Look how purple the room looks. This is also a PAL camera, so we're getting a little bit more vertical field of view, but a slightly lower frame rate and maybe a tiny little bit extra latency. I don't really know how that works with analog. Oh, there it is. There it is. I don't fly this rig as hard because it's not going to crash as good, and it's just not meant for that. This is the cinematic RC RC drift car chasing rig. So yeah, I'm not going to hammer this thing quite as hard. The man says as he blasted into the gates. Ooh, split-second decision on that one. Look how green it is outside, too. Jesus. This camera looks great, yo. I think I got it through the gate. What am I doing? So this is pretty low up tilt, which is kind of messing with me. It's not why I'm flying bad. I'm flying bad because I fly like ass sometimes. But yeah, this is nice low camera angle, which I really like for chasing them little drift cars. Woo! Hello, little buddy. Oh god, it's funny how this frame, when it crashes inverted like that, it just stops because the top of the ducts sits completely flat against the ground. One of the other cool things about this rig is because it's on a slightly lower kV motor than what I'm used to, right? I'm used to like 30,000, 32,000. This is 28,500. The throttle resolution feels great on this rig. It's still nice and lightweight. It's not as lightweight as the plastic frame rigs. But yeah, the throttle resolution feels great on this. So yeah, this thing's good to go. You can also see the runtime is kind of down, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's from the Fractal frame having just basically like extra stuff below the propellers to block the thrust. So yeah. All right. 2 batteries down. Let's go. So yeah, this rig works. You'll see some more footage from it with the little drifty RC drift cars. That's really what it's for. This is what it looks like. It's about as sexy as it's gonna come. in terms of tiny whoops. It's got the purple, the red, right? Red on the antenna, red on the motors, the purple ducts. Logitech is being horrible because I don't have the application on. Here it is. I'll give it to you on this cam. I got nice short leads going to the camera there from the T-motor board. I mean, even the T-motor board looks kind of sexy. A little bit of light blue going on there. Yeah, man. Hot looking build. So there you go. That's what we're just flying. Now we're going to fly a little bit more of this, though. This is the real freestyle destroyer of worlds. Let's see how it is. Even with the heavy antenna on it, I could lose probably about a half a gram by switching to the short singularity antenna, but I actually don't have an extra one. I don't have an extra short singularity. So we'll leave this one on here. Ethan W says, how can I set up voltage warnings with OSD disabled on? So you have to turn off OSD disabled, and you have to turn on the adjustments. I'm going to take you through this really fast because you can rewind the stream and play it back. And I've covered this a bunch of times, so I'm not going to go through it step by step. But here's what you need to do. Fire up Betaflight, and then you're going to come into, you're going to turn enable expert mode on here, and then you're going to go into adjustments on the left side here, and you're going to just set it up exactly like you see it here. Flip this switch, put it onto whatever your switch is that you want to control this. You're going to have to, I piggyback it off of the aux2 switch, which I use for horizon mode all the way up, and then acro mode in the middle and down. So yeah, whichever switch you want to make the OSD changes on, you assign it to that channel. You put the full range. You want to have the range all the way up. And then OSD profile selection is what you're going to be changing with that switch. And then via channel, the same switch, aux2 in my case. And then in your OSD, you're going to have to use these 3 different OSD profiles. What you want to remember is the switch is going to flip between OSD profile 1, 2, and 3. So in whatever switch position you want clean OSD, in my case it's switch position 3, you turn all your OSD elements off except for, in my opinion, warnings, because when the battery gets low, it'll give you that warning, and then the entire rest of the time you won't have anything. But you could do it, you could put only your timer, only your RSSI, only your link quality. Christ, you could even have 3 different OSD setups, right? You could have like a full OSD, a slimmed down OSD, and then a minimalist OSD. But yeah, that's how you do it. You just set up the individual OSD profiles 1, 2, and 3, and then on that switch, it's gonna change which one that you activate. And then save it, and you're good to go. That's how it works. That's all you got to do. Pretty straightforward. But make sure you turn off OSD disabled in the modes tab, right? Because that would conflict with this adjustment. But yeah, all you're doing is putting a switch, setting a switch to adjust between your OSD profiles, and then you just happen to make an OSD profile that's pretty much blank. You know what I mean? More 603. This battery's dead. Why is this battery dead? What happened? What? Okay. That's weird. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, I don't understand why that battery's dead, but, you know. What do I know? I didn't think that I pulled the battery off of the one rig and put it on the other one. I had a battery in here. I guess maybe that first battery ended up getting put back on here. That's strange. Confused. Here we go. I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna get one of these rigs stuck in my hair doing that little flip launch thing. Ah, it got me that time. Oh, I missed it. So close. Woo! Oh, you fucker, you. Ooh, that almost got stuck in my hair. Okay, we're just trying to get it stuck in our hair at this point. Missed the little dive on that one. Ooh, going behind the TV. A rare little move. Woo! That was like off kilter and weird, but made it happen. Ah, shit! Can we recover? Can we recover? Nope, not yet. But we can. Ooh! Hi! Is that antenna still plugged in? Antenna still plugged in. Ah! What's going on upstairs? Anything? Is there a doggy out here? If there's no doggy out here, I'll fly. Ooh, there's no doggy! Woo, boy! Ooh, that fan is trucking. Our upstairs air conditioning unit... Oh, no, I hit the railing. Our upstairs air conditioning unit has shit the bed, so the upstairs is disgustingly hot. Ooh, getting a little wall. Oh boy, don't fall in the sink, please. Thank you. Yeah, so we got all the fans just like cranking away to try to pull some, just try to move the air around in here, really. Ooh, that crash prevention just saving us. Oh god, that fan was trying to get me. Just trying to get us. What you know about that fan life? Ooh, ooh! Oh, that was not good. It hit me. The fan hit me. Let's take a look at the damage. It seems to be fine. Seems to be fine, okay. Antenna's still here, still plugged in. Wow, it took it. It took that hit. That is impressive, yo. That fin is on full stank-a-lot-of-puss. And we just flew right into it. Hold on, let's spin up each motor individually. See if there's a motor that's like really wobbly. Alright. Well, I mean, they're all pretty wobbly. There's no one motor that's any more wobbly than another. Wow, okay. That's pretty impressive, I gotta be honest. That thing got whaled. Ah! What did I even clip? What? Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well, there's the box I was talking about earlier with a bunch of the lights and whatnot. Oh, yeah, we stuck. This has a whole bunch of extension cords in it, and then all kinds of fun lights in here, man. Rampage is going to be nuts. As always, Micro Mayhem will be super cool. Do you like my little hunchback walk? Walk of shame indeed. Well deserved, though. I farted and it stinks. Ah, didn't quite make it. That was excruciating. Ah, come on. Oh, we got through the first one, but not the second one. That's rare. Wow, I'm having a hard time. Jesus! Let's try it the other way. There we go. We can do it that way. Getting on the throttle a little bit too late, though. Not giving it any rearward momentum. Not. There we go. Actually, what's happening is I'm pitching it around too quick. Not giving it enough time to hang. Oh, boy! Oh, no! Yeah, this thing needs triblades for these motors, man. I mean, 30,000 kV is a lot, don't get me wrong. And I mean, it's making good power, but like, to match the power to weight ratio of the 702 30,000s, It kind of needs triblades, so let's do it. Let's move it over to triblades real quick, and I got 2 more batteries. We'll see if it's immediately like better per se. Yeah, cool. I remember that. I think I remember that with these motors. I think I remember having them on bi-blades and being like, oh, they're good. But McConnell Studio says, did you see that FPV Marketplace page is down? Bardwell Stream noted, may have missed any previous comment on it. FPV Marketplace. What do you, like on Facebook? So those of you that had mentioned, that had asked about Nevin from FPV Exchange, I did reach out to him. He is alive. I haven't heard back. I mentioned, you know, a couple guys were wanting to check on you because FPV Exchange was down. And I haven't heard back yet from that. He means FPV Exchange. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Eva FPV says, made a thread in the 3D printing channel for the Gangly Gang to send me top plate pics for adapting my mounts to more frames. Very cool. Very, very cool. So you guys can check that out over on the Discord. Discord is free to join. Although to get full Discord access, you're going to have to give me 10 cents a day and join the Patreon page. But, you know, 10 cents a day to be able to submit your specific frame, to have someone custom design a GoPro mount for it, or any other number of mounts. That's a pretty good deal, you know? All right. We're going to grab some GemFan 1208. You know what? No. Hold on. Let's keep the testing going. I actually have Jesse from Tiny Whoop very kindly sent me a set of the HQ. Excuse me, Jesus. The HQ tri-blade prototype propellers, and so let's try those. They're kind of flimsy, if I'm honest. They perform really well because they're flimsy, right? Flimsy means light. Lightweight props always perform really, really well. Not always, but usually. High left, high right, high right, high left. There we go. And they do need to be drilled out, which is super annoying. But, you know, if you're willing to change props more often and drill them out, arguably, according to the racers, they are the tri-blade props to run. I think that is 99.9% down to the weight. They're just extra lightweight. I don't know about it for freestyle. I haven't run them enough to really say like that they're not durable enough. The GemFan 1208s have been fantastic, and you don't have to drill them out. So I think I would rather run those. But there's nothing wrong with these. I think this is more of like a racing prop, to be honest. I really like the bi-blades for freestyle though. The little bit of looseness that you get from them ends up making them it ends up making the rig act like it's heavier than it actually is for those off throttle kind of throw moves, which is what freestyle is sort of all about for me. So yeah, kind of cool. Nice to have options though, man. Tiny Whoop props are so cheap that you might as well buy them all and then see which ones connect with your brain the best, because that's kind of what it's all about. All right, here we go. Top plate picks, not topless picks. Nice. All right, here we go. HQ prototype tri-blades coming at you on 603 prototype 30,000 kV brilliant motors. Feel free to send. Oh man, this is the other thing I don't like about these props is they hit the ducts. Which one is it? Motor 4. Come on now. Is that it? We good? No, we are good. What are you hitting on? Is it that back duct there? Back part of the duct? There we go. Now we're good. Cool. All right. Back in business. C-Max says, Gangly Gangers, what prop do you recommend for 1102 18,000 kV 1.5 millimeter shaft 1S? 18,000 kV is such a low kV. What the fuck? I just fixed this. Yeah, that's such a low kV that you're going to want a lot of propeller. So definitely a tri-blade, maybe even a quad blade. The problem is that the quad blade props are so heavy that you're going to sacrifice some PID loop performance, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, I would go with like, order some of the new Gem Fan tri-blades, the 1608 tri-blades. Ouch, just nipped myself on the finger. And yeah, give those a shot. What motors were they again? Hold on. What motors? 1102. Ooh, with an 1102, you might actually be able to get away with a quad blade. So I would get both of the new Gem Fan 1.6 inch props, the 1408 tris and the quads. Yeah. I still think you're gonna like the tri-blades better, but they're so cheap that you might as well get them both. Yeah, these props will not stop hitting this duct, so I'm just gonna fly it as is, and it's just not gonna fly as good. Gem Fan props don't do this. Ah! Rejected. Ah! Oh, I tried to just leave it off throttle there. Nice tight little power loop around just the cube! Wow, that was close. See how these are in terms of throttle resolution, flying really low. So, I mean, they're heavier, so they're not going to be as... They're not going to be make changes to God damn it. They're not going to give you the same throttle resolution because they're heavier. God damn it, Larry. And I think I'm maybe noticing that. Although let's wait. Let's fly it down low a little bit. It also could just be that I'm not used to I'm not used to tri-blades as much as bis. So, but I mean, the math or whatever says that, yeah, a heavier propeller is going to spin up and down more slowly. Oh, they have good power though. That's for fucking sure. Stop it, fat sharks. Oh boy, that was a interesting crash. They make great thrust, these tri-blades, though. Damn. Oh, give it to me. Dirty. Oops. Oh, let's try it again. Let it fall. Nope. A little too slow that time. Went from too fast to too slow. Ah! A solid hit on the bottom head of the 12-inch tom. Oh, the little mini rejection. Oh, eat it. Ah, that was ugly. It was almost pretty, though. Just like my prom date. Hey, motherfuckers! That's not true at all. Easy. Oh. Weird little twist. Little McTwist in midair. Oh. Okay. That was delicious. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Too many wires. Oh, boy. Gotta get my cable management going again. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was just a muscle-bound power loop there. Ooh! Ah! What's with the 4 minute and 55 runtime? How's that possible? This thing didn't just actually run for 5 minutes, did it? Was it what's that about? Woo! All right, one more. Robert G says, "What an awful camera. Pity." I actually really like this camera. The reason why everything is blue is because I have big, gigantic blue lights inside. I have two horrendously high-powered LED lights, the two big, bright things that you're seeing on the ground, and those are blue right now. This is kind of one of my favorite cameras, to be honest. And I can't wait to... Oh, wait, no. This is the old-school Runcam Nano 3. This is one of my favorite cameras. And this is regarded by most folks in the micro community as like the best tiny whoop camera ever. It's a shame that we can't get this set up anymore. Man, these props are like really hitting the ducts bad. I don't understand it. What are you hitting? Is it hitting the wire now? No, it's hitting the duct. Yeah, very early days of the Runcam Nano 3, they came with this lens and everybody went wild, but then the pandemic hit and they had to switch the lens. So this is a very sought after camera by many folks, including myself. I don't even know what it's hitting on at this point. Weird, man. I don't know. I think these propellers are like a little bit bigger than most because I've not had this issue. Great. I'm probably gonna take these propellers off and put the gem fans on. This is just obnoxious. Why is this battery dead? I just pulled it off the fucking charger. Wow, this battery feels like ass too. It's sagging like a motherfucker. Yeah, this battery feels terrible. I don't know, sometimes that's just fun to do. There we go. Enough tiny whooping. Let's move over to the simulator and chase some goddamn drift cars. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna get those props off. I don't like that. I don't like them hitting like that. That's stupid. There's no reason for that. Ain't no need for that. Alright. Expander says, let's sim while we still have some people. Is nobody hanging out? What's going on? Is nobody here? Nobody likes me anymore? Oh wow, 38. Jesus, yeah, nobody's here. That's alright. It's a holiday. Hopefully everybody's with their mothers, spouses, whatever. Alright. Turn this transmitter off. Turn the other transmitter on. Hop into the sim for a little while. And then maybe we'll shut this thing down a little bit. Oh my god, it's 4:47 already. Jesus, okay. So we're not going to spend much time in the sim. Because, yeah, right at 5, I'm going to be shutting this mother down to go spend the rest of the afternoon with Maggie and the kiddos. Okay. And here we go. Come on, Velocidrone, you can do it. Function. Function, Velocidrone. Do your job. Do your thing. What's it doing? Come on. What are you doing, Velocidrone? I need you. I need you to work. It's your time to shine, yo. Please. Please work. Stop initializing and work. Well, while I'm waiting, I'll get a couple of the Gem Fan triblades out. I need to get some of the red ones. They make these. Gem Fan sent me a bunch of these in the clear plastic, which I love from like a strength perspective. But we gotta look good, right? And they make them in red. They make them in that like really cool blood red, which is awesome. I just need to snag some. I need a left side high. There's one left side high. I need one more left side high in clear, and there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Not Gem Fan. Velocidrone is not working. The launcher just shut off. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Launcher is not responding. Let's force quit it. And then... Okay, let's see what the hell's going on here. What about the patcher? Come on, reopen. Oh, I should not have hit reopen. Yeah, I should not have hit reopen. I think that fucked it up. Okay, let's try it again. I'm gonna try the launcher this time. Initializing. There we go. Okay, connecting. And Roblox Assistant says, what did I miss? Not much. Not much. Little to nothing. Ooh! Oh my god. Exhausted. Oh, I'm so tired. Did a ton of housework yesterday, man. I was just obliterated by the end of the day yesterday. All right, yeah. Let me pull these HQ prototype props off. I don't like them. I like these new. I like the new Gem Fan props better. They don't hit the ducts. Hey, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna go multiplayer. Take the glide out. America region, you guys can feel free to join. We're gonna create a session, and we're gonna go to drift track, and we'll do. I've never done pylons. Let's see what pylons looks like. Okay. So, continuing to remove these little props while I wait here. Hey, there we go. All right, so let's get the cars running around here. For some reason, sometimes when you guys join, you can't see the cars. I have no idea. There's nothing I can really do about it. But they have now been turned on. So, well, no, hold on. Shit. Let me pull the chat over here so I can see it. Oh, hold on. Okay. Danzilla forgot to charge his goggles. God, that sucks. There's always something, man. Always something to keep us grounded as soon as we want to really fly. All right, cool. I'm just obsessively taking these props off now. I can't stop halfway through. So, third one's off. Here comes the fourth one. Here, I'll just hover. There we go. See what happens. Last one. Coming off. And there we go. As our digital glide. Expander says, for new people to see the cars, you need to toggle them off and on. Okay, so I guess every time somebody new joins, I have to turn the cars off and on. That's not annoying or anything. It's actually not all that difficult to do that, so that's fine. Putting the Gem Fan props on here. One more second. Almost done. I'm a completionist, friends. You're getting a great view of the sky. Somebody's saying hello. Okay, and prop number 3. And prop number 4. All right, we're good to go. I don't have a battery to fly on it, but, you know, it's fine. Fly pretty similar than it did just a second ago. Here we go! Yeah! Alright, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this. Hold on. I want to, Here they come! What? Alright, let me get some, let's get some music on. Alright, let me turn the cars off, and then back on. And hopefully that will, yeah, allow anybody that just joined. Alright, here comes some music. Let's do this. Let's get it on, friends. That sounded weird. It's only weird if you make it weird. Here they come. Here they come. I gotta check my up tilt. Hold on. Nope, that's field of view. It's at 30. I'm gonna come down to 20. Into the trees we go. 20 degrees up tilt. What? What did that car just do? Oh my god. Wow, we got a bunch of people in here. Look at this. Oh, oh! That was a friendly tree, apparently. Oh! Where'd they go? There they are. Get him! Get him, friends! Get in there! Oh! Oh, we're getting into this today, yo. Here we go. Let's get out of here sideways with him. Oh! Gonna do this one backwards, can we? Oh, we can! Oh! Oh! Oh god. Where they at? 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 Jesus, where are they? They're there. Hanging out with the orange BRZ. There he goes. Slow it down for a second here. Let's just go do some proximity work. Oh, shit! That would've hurt. Here they come. Oh god, I wasn't looking! I was looking at the car for some strange reason. Go figure. Here it comes. There he is. Hi, little buddy.
Yeah.
Oh! No, they're over here. There they are. Woo! Let's hang out with the A86 for a minute. Oh, I knew that overpass was coming. I was just trying to stay low. Where is it? There it is. Yeah! Hanging out with the weird rear-wheel drive Evo 9. Oh god! Tire's trying to get me. Woo! Skimming that Evo. Oh! Oh! I was really going for it on that one. There they are. Through the trees, ready? Oh! Oh! Oh, yeah! No, too high. Oh, I did it. Yeah. Oh boy, I was hard on the throttle to make that happen. Get it, little A86, get it! 5 valves per cylinder, weaving about. Whoa! Oh, we're inside of him now, come on. Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow. Oh, that throw. Oh, the little quad trails on here are fucking great. I love when there's multiple people. Get under there. Ah, not quite. Wow, let me get away with it though. Where'd he go again? Oh, there he is. Get him, get him. Oh, yeah, that fucking, that GR86 has got it going on with those jumps. Oh, I love it. 20 degrees up tilt is super interesting. It's a really nice mix. It's hard to fly, but it's not like impossible to fly. Like 0 degrees was really difficult. I think we just mid-aired. That was cool. Track them when they slow down here. Get ready for the overpass. With my arms, drop it low. Oh god! Stay on the outside, try not to hit any trees. Overpass coming. Oh, I tried to get really weird with it. Where'd they go? Shit. I'm getting like weirdly disoriented. There we go. Look at 4 quads chasing him. God, that's cool looking. Oh god. $176 kilometers an hour to catch up. Look at these four rigs. Looks like it's Riot 9, Punani, maybe a Spander, and Luciferus. You guys are doing awesome. Oh shit. I'm not. Me, not so much. Oh!
I'm counting down. I'm counting down. I'm counting down. I'm counting down. I'm counting down.
Get him!
I'm counting down until I see you. I'm counting down. I'm counting down. I'm counting down until I see you again. I'm counting down.
There you guys go. Little stick overlay for you.
I'm counting down until I see you. I'm counting down. I'm counting down.
Ah! Waited a little bit too long. I really tried to let it lay out. Where is it? There it is. Woo! It's hard to keep as you go lower and lower up tilt. It's hard to keep it's hard to stay low to the ground. Like you keep wanting to balloon up in the air because of the lack of up tilt. It's really interesting. But then, if you can stay on top of them like this, the low up tilt is really interesting. You just have to stay tight. Anybody going to Rampage, you're gonna get to do this for real, yo. They're gonna have drift cars there. Get in there. Oh boy, I generated way too much momentum. Woo! Let that one hang forever. Oh god, he went into the ground. Whoa! Whoa! I want to see him jump up in the air again. Oh man, I had to put a whole bunch of pitch and left roll on that one. That was weird. Woo! He almost ran me over. God, I cannot imagine flying this hard around drift cars for real. Woo! Damn! Yeah, there we go. Yeah! Ah, damn it! Alright, one more run, and then we're gonna shut this thing down. We'll all go celebrate the lovely women in our lives. I had almost no momentum going. Come on. Get him! Oh God! Oh shit, there's the fence. Oh, too early. Oh shit, where is it? There it is. Oh, that's hot when you go under there, still framing them up like that. Will I make it? Oh, I made it. Oh God, he fucking beat me under there though. I'll be damned. Oh! Yeah! Woo! All the way in it. Oh, that was... Oh, boy. I was struggling to make that momentum happen. Ah! Just trying to get in front of him for that braking zone. Oh, there he goes again. He's jumping. Oh, he's in the ground again. If you guys ever wanted an example of the difference in speed between drifting and grip driving, this is not like perfectly dialed in, but here's a grip car. Watch how much more difficult this is. Where's he at? There he is. Watch this. And he's gone. And bye-bye. Oh, wow, I'm full tilt. I can't even keep up. We'll be able to keep up with him in the infield section now. Here we go. Chase him through here. Oh, boy. This is not really a 20-degree up tilt kind of thing. Oh, shit. Where is he? There he is. Oh, no, we need mega up tilt. Let's go up to 40. 40, alright. Oh, it feels weird. Oh, it feels weird. Oh, God. Oh, God, it feels weird. Here we go, let's try it. Oh, boy. Oh, it's so weird at 40. Oh, my God, it's so weird. Did I mention it's weird? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Oh God! Oh, I can't do anything. I maybe went through that railing. I don't really know. Oh yeah, I can't fly at 40. It's ridiculous. All right, last little thing. I swear. Back to 30. This will feel much more normal. God, it's like it's in fucking fast forward. Jesus. Oh, that fucking 50 board ate my face. Ah! All right. That was very fun. But we're gonna call it there. God, is that fun. Jesus, my thumb hurts. Thanks for hanging, friends. Happy Mother's Day. Go hang out with the lovely ladies in your life. Call your mom. Spend a bunch of time on the phone with her. She dealt with you as a little shit. And man, are we all lucky for that. Be good. See you guys tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. CiottiFPV.com if you like this kind of content and you want to see it continue. Yeah, losing steam over on Patreon. So if you have a couple extra bucks, throw them my way if you don't mind over on Patreon. You'll get a lot of benefits. I promise you'll enjoy yourself. Well worth it. Be good. Have an awesome afternoon. And here comes a little bit more of the extended cut, the Patreon-only extended cut of a little Florida vacation a couple of years ago. I spit all over the screen. See you fools later. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I remember this time. Look at me go.
I see you with your tangled hair, hiding behind the curtains of your own despair. No one found you, no one tried to. If only they knew you held the golden light. If only they saw the anguish in your eyes. The tears fall down your precious face.